This is it. Part 3, the final episode of our OPM series. And yep, it's for our 100 subscriber special. From indie bops to rap battles to full blown P-pop powerhouses. SB19, Ben and Ben, Dianella, Kappa Joe, they are not just names. They're the new sound of Pinoy pride. Let's wrap this up with a bang. As audience interest waned, NU 107 made the difficult decision to air its final broadcast.
So let's do this for the last time. It's a minute before 12. New 107 is DWNUFM at 107.5 megahertz in Pasig. Once the loudest and proudest member of the KBP. This has been New 107, the Philippines' one and only home. Yeah! Woo! This is New 107. We are signing off.
On Sunday, November 7, 2010, devoted listeners and musicians gathered solemnly outside the station studio, candles in hand, paying quiet tribute to a station that had once been the beating heart of Filipino rock. As Ang Huling Albimbo by the Eraserheads played, one last time, voices rose in unison from the crowd, singing not just a song, but a farewell. I still remember tuning in that day. It felt like losing an old friend. NU 107 will be remembered not only for introducing generations to both mainstream and underground rock, but for giving a voice to countless Filipino bands, long before they found the spotlight. As rock bands began to fade from the mainstream during the 2010s, a new wave of independent artists quietly emerged to fill the void left behind. While the heyday of electric guitars and grunge-laced anthems gave way to a changing musical landscape, a diverse range of unsigned and independent acts began to redefine the sound of Filipino music. No longer confined to the loud, rebellious energy of traditional rock, these artists explored more introspective, melodic, and genre-blending forms of expressions. Indie pop and folk-infused acts like Autotelic,
Lamunin man ng alon, handa ko nalalalamuhin.
Ben and Ben,
In the end, everything we have makes it worth.
and December Avenue captivated audiences with emotionally resonant lyrics and accessible melodies. Four of Spades, brought a retro funk aesthetic that set them apart from their contemporaries. While bands like Muni Muni, and Sud introduced a more poetic, soul-influenced approach. Singer-songwriters like
In a parallel universe, everything in reverse.
Parang tangyang kausap ang talatwan.
Clara Benin and I Belong to the Zoo offered a quieter, more intimate sound that resonated deeply with a generation navigating emotional complexity in a digital world.
Oh, this feeling just won't end. Di na umasa, di na iwala. Hindi
Ba't di mo sinabi nung una pa lang?
Acts like Over October, The Juans, Mora de la Torre bridged pop sensibilities with heartfelt storytelling, helping to shape a softer and more vulnerable musical identity for the decade. This shift did not mark the death of rock, but rather its evolution. These independent voices didn't just replace what was lost, they reimagined what it meant to be heard, creating a new kind of mainstream defined not by volume, but by authenticity. In the absence of traditional rock's dominance, these acts proved that Filipino music was far from silent. It was simply changing its tune. Balagtasan is a traditional Filipino style of debate done through poetry. It's named after Francisco Balagtas, often called the Prince of Balagtasan, and it's all about expressing ideas and arguments through spoken verse. Fast forward to 2010, a modern version of this art took center stage when Enigma launched the Flip Top Rap Battle League. In these battles, two MCs face off, trading witty lines, clever rhymes, and hard hitting punchline. At the end, judges decide who came out on top. Flip Top helped put a spotlight on a bunch of now well known rappers like Looney,
Ito ay tunay na buhay, wala akong dahilan para magsinungaling at mga detalye palitan. Ito ang kwento kung paano kami tinanong.
Delo,
Nasaan ang mga pangako matapos mong banggitin? Nasaan ang mga pag-asa matapos
Shay, Sinyo, and Zaito.
Realidad, ito ang buhay sa Pinas. Pag may pera ka, nasa kamay mo ang batas. Maging patas ka.
At first, Flip Top stirred up some controversy because of its use of harsh language and intense verbal takedowns, which eventually led the Makati city government to ban rap battles in the area. But over time, people began to appreciate the skill and artistry behind it. Thanks to their YouTube channel, which now has over 1 million subscribers, Flip Top became a huge part of Filipino pop culture, proving that rap battles could be both raw and respected. X Battalion, better known as XP, really shook up the Pinoy hip hop scene when they came onto the radar. This collective brought a fresh, modern sound that mixed catchy hooks, trap beats, and lyrics that spoke directly to the younger crowd. Members like Skusta Klee, Low G,
Malaban naman ang alabang, kinalakihan na kinalakihan kaya nakasanay ang mga buko ng madikin. Siguro namatay, namatay, namatay ako ng pagiling.
and J. Roa became household names almost overnight. Thanks to viral hits and a strong online presence, love them or hate them, there's no denying they helped bring hip hop back into the spotlight in the Philippines in a big way. But they weren't the only ones making waves. Artists like
Tirahin na natin ang batagoy, kahit kulangin sa hangin, di yubo. Susuka.
Sasagutin kita ako ang superhero, sa iyo lang ako magbibigay. Ikaw pa din.
Al James, OC Dogs, Kiyo, CLR, and Omar Baliw also played huge roles in shaping the new school of Filipino hip hop, each with their own style from laid back flows to socially aware bars. And now, it's even more exciting to see newer names like
Alam mo ba girl, hindi ko maintindihan ang nararamdaman. Pagka yung nasa singit mo, dala ko palaman.
I just got a new guy and he's getting me fly. I'm richer than my ex, said it's God on decline. I just wanna
Too bad, di ko pwede sign to mo be. Look lang, kasi ko sa di-dikit. No money, di alam kung anong bibili. Knocking at your door, have you met anybody else? I done met a song, hey yo. Sino next sa ecstasy Malito, mogadon, lean Sabay ecstasy, wasak na wasak ako Shit, daming
Pinoy hip hop is no longer just underground, it's topping playlists, dominating TikTok, and proving that local rap has a massive audience that's only getting bigger.
Philippine pop music has gone through major transformation in recent years, evolving in quality, style, and ambition. Reflecting the country's economic growth and renewed cultural pride, Pinoy pop has embraced higher production values and bolder creative visions. Sara Geronimo's Tala and Kilometro became standout examples of this shift.
Di man ako nilagay sa mundong ito para sa iyo.
Fusing powerful vocals, polished visuals, and choreography that captivated both local and global audiences. Her success helped pave the way for a new wave of artists eager to redefine what Filipino pop could be. Notable performers like Yang Constantino,
Ikaw ang pag-ibig na hinintay. Puso ay na
KZ Tandingan,
dahil nga ngayon wala na ako doon sa piling na may
James Reid,
akin ka na lang giling.
and Morissette Amon brought their own unique styles, blending pop with soul, R&B, and other genres. Artists such as KZ have even made international waves, showcasing the global potential of P-pop. As the scene grows more diverse and daring, it represents more than just musical progress. It reflects a rising cultural confidence and a new chapter in Filipino identity, proud to stand tall within the broader Asian pop landscape. Thanks to the growing influence of K-pop and J-pop, a new wave of Filipino pop music started to take shape, ushering in what we now call P-pop. This new era brought slick visuals, tight choreography, and a strong sense of identity, blending global standards with local flavor. And when people talk about modern P-pop, one group usually comes to mind first, SB19. Modeled after the K-pop system but rooted deeply in Filipino culture, SB19 stood out for singing in Filipino, representing local stories, and proudly waving the flag on the global stage. They didn't just copy the formula, they made it their own, sparking a movement. Soon, more groups followed their lead, each bringing their own vibe to the scene. Beanie, dubbed as the nation's girl group, stepped in with empowering messages and catchy tracks. G22 brought fierce energy and stage presence, earning the nickname the Female Alphas.
Walang mahal, laman ng tula, tunog ng gita.
Then came Alamat,
Won't you say you love me? Wow, ako po ba ang iyong minamahal?
who stood out by incorporating regional languages and Filipino heritage into their music and visuals, while Kaya added to the growing list of girl groups with strong vocal and fresh style. Together, these acts are shaping a uniquely Filipino version of the idol scene, one that's ready to go global but never forgets where it came from. The 2020s really opened the floodgates for a fresh wave of Filipino music, with a whole new generation of solo artists and bands making their mark across different genres. It's been awesome to see how diverse the scene has become. There's something for everyone, whether you're into heartfelt ballads, indie vibes, or laid back pop. Artists like Zach Tabudlo,
Bini, bini, alam mo ba kung paano na I want you under my sheets, baby. Yeah. Trust me, we don't need no sleep.
And Arthur Neri totally nailed the modern love song, mixing smooth vocals with relatable, often emotional lyrics that just hit different. Dianella and Mackie also brought their own flavor, showing off a blend of R&B, soul, and pop. That's perfect for late night listening. Then you've got bands and rising acts like Janine Teñoso,
Hula, hula, and hula, hula.
Cup of Joe, Addie, Nobita, Sunkist Lola, Dilaw,
Bakit uhaw, sayong sayaw, bakit ikaw?
and Lola Amor,
Rated in Manila, hindi ka ba nilalamig? Mahirap ba mag-isang nanginginig?
who are creating their own space in the indie pop and OPM rock scenes. Their music feels fresh but still super Pinoy at heart. Whether it's the instrumentation, the lyrics, or just the mood, even pop stars like Mai Entrata are surprising people with tracks that combine fun, energy, and cultural flair. Honestly, it's an exciting time to be a fan of Filipino music. This new generation isn't just following trends, they're building something new while still holding on to that classic OPM soul. It's actually kind of cool to see how things have come full circle. Manila Sound was huge back in the 70s with bands like Hot Dog, VST and Company, and Apple Hiking Society, making songs that mixed Western sounds like disco and soft rock with very Pinoy lyrics and vibes. It was the start of what we now call OPM. It's made people really proud of local music. Fast forward to the 2020s, and it feels like we're in a similar kind of moment. There's a whole new wave of Filipino artists doing their own thing. Zach Tabudlo, Arthur Neri, Dilaw, Lolo Moore, and so many others who are mixing genres like R&B, soul, indie pop, and rock. But what's awesome is that even with all these different styles, their music still feels super Filipino. Whether it's the lyrics, the themes, or just the general mood, the classic OPM heart is still there. Like back in the day, Manila's sound captured every Filipino life, love, humor, the little things, and now songs by this new gen of artists do the same. They're writing super relatable lyrics that hit you right in the feels, just like Manila Sound did, but with fresh, modern twist. And just like how Manila Sound stood out because it didn't just copy Western trends, today's artists aren't just following what's popular globally, they're creating their own lane. It's kind of a new golden age, but for this generation. They're building something new while still carrying that same OPM soul that started it all. From the disco fueled anthems of the Manila Sound to the introspective vibes of indie acts, from the raw power of rap battles to the polished performances of P-pop idols, the journey of Filipino music is anything but linear. It's a story of reinvention, resilience, and rediscovery. Each era brought its own flavor, but what stayed constant is the heart, that unmistakable Pinoy soul echoing through every lyric, every chord, every beat. This new generation of artists isn't just building on what came before. They're carving their own path while keeping the spirit of OPM alive and thriving. And honestly, it's never been a better time to be a fan of Filipino music. If this deep dive into the soundscape of the Philippines got you hype, hit that like button and share the video with someone who needs a dose of OPM nostalgia or discovery. Please consider subscribing for more stories and other interests and drop a comment below. Who's your favorite modern Filipino artist or band? Let's celebrate our music together. Salamat sa pakikinig at hanggang sa muli.